very good evening, viewer. You're most welcome to the NILEcast on your West Nile Television, where we give you the daily news bulletins of the day, every day from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. My name's Otumaringa Christine. Before we dive into any of the stories, let's first have a look at the news making headlines today. In the headlines tonight, NRM voter registration kicks off in Arua City amid its low turnout. The Lukbarakari Culture Institution Constitution reviewed. And schools in Arua district prepare for inter-school ball games. This and more in the NILEcast News Bulletin. It's the 13th of March 2024. You're most welcome to the NILEcast only on West Nile Television. Now let us dive into some of the stories of the evening. Registration and update of information of NRM voters commenced today on the 13th of March 2024 across the country, where party supporters are required to move to their various villages so as to have their information captured in the party registry. In Arua City, the exercise commenced well with no cases of violence, but however, the turn-up of voters for the exercise was low in most centers in the city. Farish Majid reports.
As party registrars of the villages flocked in numbers to pick the forms, Honorable Shino Rashid, the councillor in charge of Bazaar Ward, observes that the turnout of the party supporters on the first day was low, as he called upon the party cadres to come out in popularizing the exercise.
There's a lot of confusion in NRM with regards to this activity. I am sure the days been given, 4 days, to me are not going to be enough. Reason being that the low turnout and also how these people are registering is not really considering their skills. But I am very sure if some days are to be added, we will achieve our target. But right now, the turnout is at low, completely very low. As the NRM, it will affect us. It will affect all the NRM candidates. And I want to request all NRM candidates to all come out to do mobilization.
Similarly, at Tikulaki, a register station that the police cell in Arua City also confirms the low turnout at his center, which he attributes to the transfers of the police officers.
I've registered like some 4 people, but the majority of these people in the offices, I know them. I even know them. They're telling me they still have their IDs when they come. This list here, there are some names we have. They registered last time, but now, since when police cell, majority of them, they have been transferred. So, and there are some people, in fact, they are above 18, but right now they don't have their IDs. So, those are the challenges I face. Most people have no IDs, and somewhere outside now, I have to, I'm trying to put their names back here. So, that's here, there's nothing bad.
Tibo Muhammad Salim, the NRM chairperson in charge of Central Division in Arua City, says that the exercise began well as he appeals to the party supporters to embrace going for registration and update.
We are doing exercise which started yesterday. The registrars went through training, and today they have started the registration. It will take us up to 17th. So we are asking people, NRM members, to come on the register within these 4 days. So this is what I can tell you. We have our members who has a morale, who are coming to register, and the registration will be okay. It has started goodly. People have picked the registration books yesterday, and today they are finishing now. So others have started now the registration.
Joyce Amaguru, Arua City National Resistance Movement Party chairperson, urges the party registrars to ensure doing their work effectively.
I would like to urge our registrars at all levels to do their work diligently and seriously, because they are working for their party, which is a mass party, and it has members, so many members, and in doing this work, they are actually promoting the party.
Amagru also cautions politicians against jeopardizing the operations of the registrars during the process.
I am aware of the fact that there are many leaders who would like to eye the flag at the various levels, political offices, for political offices. I want to call upon all leaders, political leaders who would like to hold this flag, that the best you can do right now is just to go and whip the members of the community who are members of NRM to go and register.
The 5 days exercise seeks to update information about the old voters and also aims to identify the new voters of the party, and will run till the 17th of March 2024 at the various stations within the villages. Farish Majid, West Nile TV, Nilcast.
And more in our story, some NRM village registrars expressed disappointment over the low turn-up of NRM members as the mass registration of NRM members commenced successfully in the Greater Nebi districts. The goal of the registration exercise is to register all NRM party members ahead of the general elections 2026, and the exercise will end on the 17th of March 2024. Take a look.
Although mass registration of NRM members commenced successfully in Greater Nebi districts, some NRM village registrars expressed disappointment over low turn-up of NRM members to go and check their names on the NRM voter register during the process, which kicked off today, 13th March 2024, across the country. During the registration process, NRM village registrars made tremendous contributions to boost NRM efforts in mobilizing NRM voters to participate in this exercise. In Pakwach district, some registrars expressed challenges of logistics in hard-to-reach areas like Kowere due to floods in the area, among others. Noah Benjamin, village NRM registrar for Koba village, revealed that the registration exercise commenced today with the low turn-up of members.
Magawoni tana patana kunwanu bichiku kupitie maleng akichukwe bini na maber makinya yo mnya tukiretu cha nangu sabgin nangu lemparezo butu kakare ukonyo ai ko dibang supervisor pare register para nden ko konyo ai ko budana matongto mamako lempa NRM genole makaja budo chukwe chukwe.
Robert Okumu, chairperson NRM Pakwach district, says they have registered a low turn-up of voters in the exercise and attributes it to misinformation by opposition members about the exercise. Okumu hopes that at the end of the exercise, they will have all NRM party members in the registers.
We started our work right from 11th with the training of the sub-county registrars at the sub-county, at the district level, and district leaders like RDC, DSO, DPC, and where after training, we dispersed them to come at the various sub-counties to train the village registrars and the parish registrars, plus chairperson NRM of the sub-counties. Now, after training them, and then today, the activity kick-started. And for us, our major issue is now mobilization. We are mobilizing our members, especially to come and register in big number. And the turn-up, I think, will be big, because we are using almost two types of mobilization. One, we are mobilizing landing site by landing site. Two, we are allowing our registrars, even after staying here at the polling station for about 3 days, they will move even door to door to check on our members.
Rashid Kawawa, chairperson NRM Parombo Town Council Nebi District, says his village has recorded low turn-up of members in the registration According to Kawawa, out of 64,678 people eligible for the registration, only 1,876 had checked their names on the register.
Register wotu maleng, wabedu ka wichuko dano matonton kuba villages, dano makoshidi updating register maber. Dano shidi, dano ne nyingi, dano ne joma nyingi pe giroi nyingi. And we are serious this time because opposition when ngokare me being during register mwagi be giro nyingi ka giro nyingi be confusing go primary mo, but this time we are serious. Wabe monitoring esha ko maleng and eboto maleng ari some of you gishegiti dano matera magiti NRM na kagi oro dano moko be mondo muti again giwundo ya giti register mamwa shigi registering again le, but this time we are serious. Followed by President Museveni nya 1 year bwang wonen matek, and this time ati ku ginwe wa yabwa ngwashala machama na shekwa wabe yabwa maber ni lobo dano enigi maber nya kuki confusing ni mondo ni party member mwake tukibiki sendwa during primary mwa. We are serious this time. NRM is strong and NRM tia shell and they kribi bedo malo wabile go down President Museveni wabile bodwande and wabitu ku ginwe yero and candidate mwacheke. We are sure this time 2026 gibishe dukite mwa be meto kodo and kite mwa temo kodo menu wabete malengo.
The goal of the registration exercise is to register all NRM party members ahead of the general election in 2026, and the exercise will end on 17th March this year. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
And more in our stories, the cabinet members of the Lukbarakari Culture Institution, together with its Constitution Review Committee, reviewed the Lukbarakari Constitution, adding a new feature clauses, some of which include a 5-year peaceful rotational Agofe leadership, land guidelines, and issues concerning refugees, among others. Take a look. The cabinet members of the Lukbarakari Culture Institution, together with the Constitutional Review Committee, agreed that only a chief that has been selected by the people of the 4 clans of Aivu, Maracha, Vura, and Terego can be selected as an Agofe of the Lukbara people. This is among many of the new feature clauses that have been added onto the Lukbarakari Culture Constitution, some of which include a 5-year peaceful rotational Agofe leadership, land guidelines, issues concerning refugees, among others. This was revealed during the Lukbarakari Constitution Review meeting organized by the Constitution Review Committee led by Professor Willie Ngaka in preparation for the appointment of the Agofe as the cultural institution proceeds to being gazetted by the government of Uganda. During the press briefing, Professor Willie Ngaka, the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Internal Affairs, stated that the Cabinet has resolved to have a 5-year rotational Agofe leadership in order to promote peace and harmony in the transition of leadership within the 4 clans of Lukbarakari Cultural Institution.
No one is going to be elected as an Agofe unless you are duly selected by members of that big clan. And the 4 clans we are now working with are Aivu, Maracha, Terego, and Vura. So now, no one who is not a chief selected by people in charge of these big clans, the districts, is not going to be standing as an Agofe. Agofe is the paramount chief. He's in charge of all the entire tribe of Lukbara. But you know, when we sang those things, there was no one paramount chief. So, but we are now coming in a new dispensation where we must have one person in charge of the entire tribe. That requires negotiations. That requires that we look for a mechanism where there must be peace. So to do that, we are resolving to have a rotational agofeship. Now, for instance, if we say Terego is going to be the one selecting Agofe, that means there's going to be a vacant position of a chief, because the current chief will automatically become Agofe, and then the people of Terego, that big clan, will fill that position. So there will be an Agofe who is a Teregian by another chief. Then after that 5 years, when they elapse, Agofe of Terego will hand over to Vura. Vura will hand over to, after like every 5 years, the position will move to another big clan, so that there is no fight. But how can an Agofe be removed? How can somebody be a chief because now when you're already a chief, automatically you now qualify to be an agofe, because there is not going to be elections. The previous constitution was that we are going to campaign, we are going to elect agofe, which is very time consuming, it is very expensive, it brings division, it makes people fight each other. But the new constitution is that there are not going to be elections, because by virtue of being a chief in one of these big clans, you are automatically an agofe.
Professor Willie Ngaka further stated that after the sensitization and approval of the 4 chiefs on the reviewed constitution, the Parliament Langa will be held to enact the constitution so as to proceed with the appointing of the new agofe.
We believe might be on the 30th of this month. We want to invite, currently we now have 4 chiefs, the heads of those big clans. They need to be sensitized. The entire cabinet will sit here, will also bring the 4 chiefs, take them page by page. And when they're okay with that, we will now set a date for what we call Langa. Langa is the parliament of the Lubara cultural government. They will now come and enact this constitution, and they will now select one of those 4 chiefs to take over, and then we kick off our process to be gazetted by the government.
Right Honorable Toko Ismail, the Prime Minister for Lugbarakari, thanked the Cabinet and the Constitution Review Committee for filling in the gaps that were in the Constitution, saying that this reviewed Constitution is worth depending on.
It has been a very difficult moment in Lugbarakari because of the Constitution that had a lot of gaps. And I want to thank the committee here for filling those gaps. And it's almost now a constitution that is worth depending on. But this generally will be approved by Langa and the chiefs, because what the cabinet has done through the Constitutional Review Committee is to improve on the issues in the constitution. The Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, which is the major ministry, the mother ministry, is now putting a bit of pressure on us to ensure that the presidential, lead that all cultural institutions should benefit from the government to the tune of 60 million Uganda shillings a month is what is actually making the process now to go a little bit faster. We are working around the clock to ensure that this is understandable, well done for the Lugara people. Because at times for us, things are, you bring in an idea, you tell people this is what we want to do. Somebody somewhere will ask, will it work or does it work? No, those kind of delays are a bit hectic for us. But I'm very happy that we have a very, very prominent cabinet that is working very hard to ensure that the process is completed within the given time.
The position of the Agofe fell vacant following the death of His Highness Jackson Avutia III on the 3rd of January 2023, bringing disunity among the Lugbara people as the leaders have been struggling to get a new Agofe to head the institution. The reviewed Lugbarakari constitution, which has been approved by Cabinet, is set to be presented before the Parliament Langa for enactment so as to proceed with the appointment of the new Agofe and the Lugbarakari Culture Institution gazetted by the government of Uganda. Okumuringa Christine, for West Nile Television, Nilecast. And more in our stories. During the International Women's Day celebration in Rhino Camp Refugee Settlement in Katiku Parish, Oriama Sub-County, Terego East Constituency, Terego District, the leaders decried of the issues of high rate of gender-based violence in the district. Osuta Yusuf reports.
According to the statistics we obtained, gender-based violence cases amongst the refugees and host communities are so high, with 334 cases registered last year, 2023, out of which 263 victims were women, 16 were men, 55 were children under 18 years of age, and so far 48 cases have been registered this year, 2024. The Oriama Sub-County LC3 Chairman Honorable Okot Erema Vincent agitated for women empowerment through leadership, but he cautioned them against being abusers of powers which are entrusted in their hands.
We pray that women take more leadership. But when you are also given the opportunity to be in leadership, you should also reflect the real character of a woman. There are some kind of leaders, you give them leadership, you give them positions, again, they don't perform, they are abused in the state. So can we really celebrate such kind of women? Instead, you are also abusing the efforts of the government in empowering leadership in your hands as women. Don't you all invite us to come and see what you can do. Tell us what men can do, so that we take home, we go and perform the duties.
Dani's Refugee Council's protection officer in charge of gender-based violence, Badaro Davis, decried the alarming teenage pregnancies both in the refugee camps and host communities.
We have a big challenge of the girls being impregnated. There is increase in teenage pregnancy in the settlement, not only in the settlement, in the host community as well. And you find the perpetrators escaping just because of the border, the porous borders. They escape, their relatives are here, the relatives sometimes take even full charge and hide these perpetrators. That is one challenge we have noted as partners as we implement. And then secondly, the women who invest in farming and those who go to fetch firewood in the bush have faced challenges. I've recorded cases, especially in the GBV, I've recorded cases where women, when they go to the farmlands, which is fairly distant from their homes, face abuses from men. They intercepted, sexual abuse, and even as far as when they go to look for the water, that was noted.
UNHCR Protection Officer for Refugees, Mrs. Ornella Inomugisa, says there is a lot to be done in protecting women against gender-based violence.
When it comes to leadership, even though we have more women in leadership, there is still a gap. When it comes to financial inclusion, as you have heard, women have less access to financial services. Today, we celebrate the theme of investing in women to accelerate progress.
She also advocated for women empowerment through having access to money and family resources.
One of the ways of ensuring investing in women is women's economic empowerment. Have them accessing financial services and markets, but also controlling the resources, especially the family resources.
The Deputy Refugee Desk Officer for Arua, Jenna Loma, says the world is celebrating responsible women, but not those women who are reckless, careless, and not responsible to families and the public.
Women who are not training their children on the right path, we are not celebrating you. We are celebrating that woman who is struggling to ensure that their children grow up, their children go to school and become a better citizen tomorrow.
The woman MP for Terego District, Honorable Obiga Rose, who was guest of honor at this function, advised women not to use drugs as stress therapy.
Women, there's too much laziness, alcohol consumption, drug abuse. Even if you have what type of problems, you will never solve it by taking alcohol, by taking drugs. Think about it. Get a trustworthy friend, share with men. And women, stop walking half naked.
The woman MP also used this occasion to blast UNHCR for not paying a listening ear to them as a district when they requested for road equipment of the organization to be left for the district to maintain roads.
But remember, there was a day we had the road equipments. They were not bad. As Terego, we did everything. I went to the topmost of UNHCR. I begged them on my knees. I said, don't sell, don't auction this. Let's leave it in Terego. Allow us to compensate. You refused, totally refused. Yet you are the people who use our roads most. You refused. Why did you refuse? Now today, we don't have equipment.
Shuta Yusuf, Western Television, Nalkas.
And more in our story, some Equity Bank Uganda Limited employees are under investigation for alleged fraud involving stock loan and agent floating financing. Reports show that the amount being investigated is approximately 65 billion shillings, but the bank, however, says its operations continue seamlessly. Dr. Fred Muhumuza, a bank expert and board member of a bank, explained that the money deposited are not affected. However, the Director of Research and Policy at the Bank of Uganda, Dr. Adam Mugume, denied the allegations, saying that they are not aware of this possible fraud.
A very good evening, viewers. You are most welcome for today's edition of NILE Sports News. My name is Oraku Benson Pastore. Everyday stories continues to break in the world of sports, local, national, continental, and confirm to you all Africa games they are currently going in. So international. But let's kickstart everything with what is happening within the region of West Nile. I can confirm to you, schools from Arua district right now, they are for massive preparation ahead of the inter-school ball games set to commence on Friday with the screening. Then the real tournament will kickstart on Saturday. Schools like Ivura Senior Secondary School, Okufura Senior Secondary School, St. Augustine Senior Secondary School, among others, right now, they are for preparation. Let's have the reported story. Different schools from the different angles of Arua district are for massive preparation ahead of inter-school ball games. This tournament is set to commence on Friday with the screening of the players, and then the real competition shall kickstart on Saturday, 16th of March 2024. Just like in other districts of West Nile region, Arua district is also represented in both boys and ladies football, though some few schools may be without a ladies football team. The schools have been divided into two groups, where we have Group A and Group B playing at Ezuko Primary School playing ground and Arevo playing grounds. As we hear Sam, the games master for Vurasina Secondary School, is optimistic this time they will be able to register success and assures national competition for the school.
At my background is the boys team, football team Vura SS. They are well prepared. The kickoff is going to be on 15th. We are in Zone A. In Zone A, the seed school is Osindi SS. And other schools that are going to play in Zone A are as follows. Vora SS, Solid Rock SS, Canaan SS, Logri Girls SS, Modern SS, Ochoko, and Anyavu SS. There are 7 schools in Zone A. Our target this year is to go up to nationals. We are not just merely preparing to go and stop at preliminary or at district level. Want to get the trophy for both boys and women football in Arua district. Thereafter, we are also set, God being our helper, want to move up to regionals, which will take place in Koboko, hosted by St. Luanga. And then from there, I'm sure if my team is able to manage it well, we shall represent this region at national level in Masaka. And the good thing this year is the slot for the football has been increased. For our region, we are going to field 3 boys team and 3 girls team. Unlike last year where we were only given 2 slots.
Malisi Mahad, the head coach of Vurasine Secondary School, hopes for the best for the school as the days draw closer, and is also very sure the team will reach to the regionals and nationals.
Since I'm the head coach of the school, we are ready to compete with other schools. And my target here today for this year is just to come to compete with the big schools. And my target is just to reach finals. After finals, I'm progress to what? To the regionals, after regionals to the nationals, if all goes on our side. But I'm trying my level best. You can see the girls, the boys, because these of them have the crossing the school, and I want to take my boys up to the finals.
Her dad, Douglas, the team captain for Vurasine Secondary School, says the team is ready for anything because the team is set and the players trust the tactics of the coach.
We have so many objectives for this year because last year we never progressed with the games. Like we only stopped in the group stages, whereby we never proceeded much because people's expectations for last year was beyond, because the previous year we went up to the finals whereby we lost to NILE High Secondary School. The games are kicking off on 15th, basically that's to be on this coming Friday, this coming Friday, whereby I think our preparation here, we got the courage to do anything. We are ready for anything, whereby nothing is going to let us down, and the teaching staff, the technical team are all behind us, so we are really confident that we are going to do it. So I think there's nothing that's going to stop us.
Angozo Wilfred, the head coach of NILE High Odia, says though it's his first time to be with the school team, still he can achieve what the school has been achieving in the past because this is a school known of sports in the region.
It is glad to be in this team. It is my first year to be here, but as a team, we have a lot to do, a lot to achieve. We have our ambitions. NILE High Odia has been a school that has name, and they are the defending champions, and that means a lot because we are going in there for this tournament for a mission. The main aim there is to first of all defend the trophy, and we're also going in looking forward to go for regionals and perhaps take the team to nationals because they have ever been to nationals. That was by then Coca-Cola, this time USSA. And as you can see, we are preparing the team. We had the earlier preparation, and our team is in shape, much as some of the boys are some are sick and they are not here. But very soon we want to receive all of them in camp.
Joseph Malis, the head coach of Okufurasine Secondary School, has set his priority target on winning the trophy and proceeding to the regionals.
The target we have this year is to take the school for the regionals, and at the same time we are focusing to go for the nationals. I have good boys that will give me the result. I've been playing some friendly matches that, some clubs have been losing. I played against the Uwata Select and the Vora Select. We lost to the Vora 2. Is it 2-1? 2-1, then Uwata Select won us 1-0. My ladies, they have just played one game. They will win it against Nairobi Town College. So this year, we know that we're going to do well in the sports. We're focusing to go and get that trophy in Okufura Secondary. So I have good boys that will give me the result.
Bako Godfrey, the team captain for Augustine Senior Secondary School, similarly says the team is set to win this year's trophy.
we are looking forward to winning the cup, the trophy of this year. So our target is we wanted the trophy this year because since the existence of this school, we had never had a trophy. As you guys can watch over, our players are confidence training, they have gained confidence, they have gained enough gas, they have gained all the gas that is needed. So we believe that this team, we are going to do something, and the trophy, we are going to bring it to St. Augustine.
This year's inter-school ball games in Arua district is set to commence on Friday with the screening of the players and will participate in both boys and ladies football. Oraku Benson Pastore, West Nile Television, Nile Sports News. Still about the inter-school ball games, but in a different angle. Yesterday there was a friendly between Wandi Progressive Senior Secondary School and Niva High, formerly known as NILE High Yitia. They settled for a balanced result, as we saw Niva High edging out Wandi Progressive in ladies football by a goal to nil. Meanwhile, on the other side, we saw the team Wandi Progressive Senior Secondary School edging out Niva High by a goal to nil, I mean in boys football. In fact, for Teregu district and also for Arua district, they are in the school, but not Arua district, Arua city, their inter-school ball games are set to commence on Friday. Let's have the story. As the days for the inter-school ball games continues to draw closer, schools continue to prepare their teams in different ways ahead of the competition. Yesterday, Wandi Progressive Senior Secondary School and Niva High, formerly known as NILE High Yitie, both picked balanced results in a friendly game played at Salim Saleh Playing Ground in Arua City. In the both encounters, Niva High edged Wandi Progressive by a goal to nil in ladies football, the same scoreline registered by boys of Wandi Progressive over Niva High. Namsi Gogo, the head coach of Wandi Progressive, says the purpose of the friendly is to build relationship and to test the capability of the teams for the real tournament.
I've organized this friendly game in the aim of at least to prepare these boys for the ongoing tournament which is coming ahead of us, which we are starting on 15th, that's on Friday. And at the same time, the reason why we also come up with this friendly game, at least to create some good relationship between these two schools, whereby at least we get to share ideas or to share knowledge.
Aluma Muzaide, the head coach of Niva High, similarly says they have organized the friendly to know the strength of his team. Kobana Umi, the school captress of Wandi Progressive, is optimistic the school can do something because she trusts the coach much as they have lost the friendly.
Yeah, at our school, we have been training. The training has been going well. So since it is our first time to play the first game, so in our school there, we have been there training, and our coaches, they are training as well. And it's the right thing that they have done, that they have introduced football for girls team. Actually, it is a good thing. Actually, it helps us in body exercise.
Last year, Wandi Progressive was knocked out in the semi-finals of Teregu District inter-school ball games, whereas Niva High was knocked out in the group stages of Arua City inter-school ball games. Oraku Benson Pastore, West Nile Television, Nile Sports News. Let's take a look at what has happened in Europe, more especially in UEFA Champions League. Yesterday night was a moment of excitement for Arsenal fans. It continues for Arsenal fans all over the world. After 13 years, we have seen the Gunners proceeding to the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League. The last time they advanced to the quarterfinals was way back in 2010. That means 13 years they have not been in position to proceed to the quarterfinals. Yesterday, we saw them beating Porto in the normal time. It ended by a goal to nil. They went for 30 minutes extra. It ended in a barren draw. The full time ended 1-1 cause they went to Estadio Dragao, which ended by a goal to nil in favor of Porto. Yesterday night we saw them also beating Porto by a goal to nil. Then Arsenal advanced to the quarterfinals after 4-2 penalty win over the team of Porto. That one wasn't the only game played in UEFA Champions League yesterday night. Also in Catalonia, there was a game between Barcelona and the team of Napoli that comes from Italy, and we saw Barcelona beating Napoli by 3-1, and Barcelona advancing to the quarterfinals by 4-2 in aggregate. Still, games are getting back in UEFA Champions League tonight. Both games will be kickstarting at 11 p.m. East African time. I mean the game between Borussia Dortmund and the team of PSV Eindhoven. This game will be taking place at the Stadio Westfalen Stadion or Signal Iduna Park. The first leg of this encounter ended in a 1-1 tie. That means tonight we'll be seeing one team proceeding to the quarterfinals, and also a game between Atletico Madrid and the team of Inter Milan. Atletico Madrid will be maintaining their home ground called Wanda Metropolitan. The first leg of this game ended by 1-0. It was in Italy. Inter Milan winning. One side will also have to proceed to the quarterfinals. With that, we have come to the end of today's edition of Sports News. In front of the camera has been me, Benson Pastore. Let's link up again tomorrow for the same program of NILE Sports News.
Thank you, Rocco Benson, for that sports news and that sports highlight. And that, viewer, marks the end of the Estonian West Nile Television. Thank you always, viewers, for taking the time to be with us from the beginning of the Nilecast to the end of the Nilecast only on West Nile Television. Please stay tuned to the rest of the subsequent programs that may follow.